Hey there, and hope you guys are having a great night. Fantastic Saturday. It's, well, Sunday right now. And for me, that means it's like literally 2 weeks away from from my vacation time. Fingers crossed everything works out okay. Tonight I think is cool. So basically, I've shown you guys some box sets. I've shown you guys some Blu-rays. I've shown you guys some DVDs. And some of this stuff is easier to find. Some of it's been harder. And some of this here is going to be some good stuff with a lot of cool horror stuff that you'll actually be able to find um, on a budget. And for a lot of it, it's stuff that in some cases you can't find anywhere else except for right here. So I'll be right back and we'll look right into that. So, my Halloween suggestions tonight are going to be a little bit different. It's going to be more of a collecting on a budget, or for some of you guys that are just starting out, kind of hopefully a helpful guide to getting started and into seeing. Smokey just goes by there because Smokey knows the camera's on. Seeing what you want to collect. Nowadays, a lot of stuff that's being done is being done for through like companies like Grindhouse and Arrow, Scream Factory, and in a lot of cases, some people, especially just coming into collecting or just coming in to a certain genre or a certain film that kind of piques your interest, but you're not quite sure. Sometimes it's good to exercise just a little bit of caution because it can be an expensive hobby. And right now, I'm going to give you some hopefully some fun little tips on getting some less expensive choices that can start you into deciding what it is you want to collect. Plus, it'll give you a great option of some fantastic films to get during the whole. Oh, she's looking around during the whole Halloween time. And let's start off with some of these here you're going to be able to find at your Walmart. Some you find in your local dollar store. Some maybe at your Best Buy or areas like that. Some may be at if you're in the United States, maybe at a Dollar Tree or Dollar General, or maybe even at a cash converters in the UK. So let's get right into it, and let's not waste any more time. This one usually can run you about for this set here is the DVD set, can run you usually around $5. The Blu-ray can cost you $9.99 really, and that's the Tremors Attack Pack. Now this is the original Attack Pack that came out. Now when this came out, this is the part of the whole franchise collection. It did cost about $20 or so, but it's a really cool little set. It has all the first 4 Tremors movies on it. I have the 5th movie on Blu-ray actually, and I really should upgrade this set here, but this one's been good to me, so I haven't really needed to. So basically, we got Tremors has the making of. Outtakes, groundbreaking featurette, theatrical trailers. There's different stuff on different ones here. Director's commentaries on part 4, and theatrical trailers really on part 2 and 3. But I'm not going to do this with every one of them. But I'll do this with this one here. They're done like this on 2 flipper discs. So you're probably better off if you really want to get a really good edition of this because it's so inexpensive. You're probably better off getting the Attack Pack on Blu-ray, which is something I will do down the road. So. I'm a very big fan of Tremors, and with the new kind of miniseries coming out on TV with Kevin Bacon, I'm very seriously looking forward to that. This next one here is one that you can find usually around your Walmart. There's a series of these out there. I'll tell you why that I picked up the one that I did, and actually I'm going to take out all the what I would call these Walmartian ones that I know for sure are going to be at your usually your local Walmart. So I'll grab them up here, and we'll go with these now. First up is this. This is a great one actually. I was really excited when I finally found this one. It took me a while, but couple of these movies here, in particular are coming out on some bigger, very expensive editions. And if you're not quite sure if you want to like shove out the change for these for like the $30 plus that it is for some of these films, here's a great way to decide on that. So this one here usually runs about $5, usually maximum. And we have the horror collection 8-movie pack. We have the original Waxworks on there, which is a fantastic movie. 976 Evil 2, very fun film. Ghoulies 3, The Unholy, Chud 2, Chopping Mall, the classic Slaughter High, which a lot of people really, really love, and the Class of 1999, the sci-fi sequel to Class of 1984. Again, it's a Lionsgate release. It was on 2 discs, so it's a great way to actually see these movies. And the really cool thing about it is I'm pretty sure that most of these, and don't quote me on this because I can't remember now, are actually pretty cool. Like the Slaughter High, for instance, is an unrated edition. Class 1999 is actually the unrated edition as well. So really cool to see them like that, and it's a great way to get to look at some really classic horror stuff. Next up here is another one that I've seen. This can usually run like from $3 to $5 depending on where you go. It's like Carnival Horror. Again, it's another cool one. It's got Kill Drive 3, which is kind of a fun full moon film. We have When Puppets and Dolls Attack, which is another full moon. Like that's kind of like a full moon, like did a compilation one, and that's that. Haunted Casino. We have another full moon movie. Dangerous Weird Dolls is full moon. Devil Dolls is full moon. Curse of the Puppet Master is full moon. Zombies vs. Strippers is full moon. The only one that's not full moon is a movie called Secrets of the Clown, and I don't think I've seen that one, but again, it's a little cool addition there. They put it together to I guess capitalize maybe on more of an American Horror Story type of thing, which means, oh god, I forgot to bring those out. Hold on one second. Yep. Gotta grab those. Next up is another one that frequents the Walmart, and that is Subspecies 1, 2, and 3. I love the Subspecies series. Again, these are full moon horror films. They're all on one disc and by Echo Bridge, so not always going to be the greatest quality. It's going to be a double-sided disc, but definitely quality's not bad at all. I mean, you think of like definitely a step above VHS. So decent DVD quality. Love these films. It's a good way to check them out and see if those are the type you want to watch. And if they are, you can obviously get the 88 films, or actually the full moon editions themselves, on DVD or Blu-ray separately with actual features on them. But it's always a good way to go in to a series that you're not quite sure of. Speaking of a series that many people are not quite sure of, this is the Puppet Master collection. It's the nine film series. There's like 10 or 11 of these now, but this is like all the original. This is all the classic ones. Charles Band presents. So if you ever thought about getting like big expensive Puppet Master box set and you're not quite sure, or you want to grab some of them on Blu-ray and you see them out there and you haven't yet like experienced the Charles Band Puppet Master series, which I really recommend that you do. There's some great stuff in there. Then this has the first 9 films. The first 3 are my favorites. 4 and 5 are actually pretty cool too. I find that it does go downhill like after that. They're still fun to watch. They're still very much fun to watch. Retro has some decent designs in it, but for less than a $5, you can grab Puppet Master Collection. Here's another one of these midnight horror sets that you see around Walmart. So you get a few of these. There's zombie ones, all kinds there. This one here has Night Shadow, Mortuary, which actually is Toe Pooper, I think. Yeah, it is actually. 213, Secrets of the Clown. Hey, I got that one on 2. Dude, The Last Vampire on Earth. Room 33, The Fear Chamber, and The Legend of Sorrow Creek. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I haven't really watched much of this. Mortuary was one that I started to buy that one for, and I just wanted to see some of the other ones around there as well. You get these a lot. You'll see these at like Sellers, at Superstore. You're going to see this at Walmart. Usually at the end caps and stuff. And again, this is like I know here in Canada you see these a lot. And it's the Alliance releases. And this one here has Hellraiser Hellseeker, Hellraiser Deader, and Hellraiser Hellworld. I actually don't mind any of those films. I do have fun with the Hellraiser franchise. A lot of people like give it a lot of crap, but I really like them. No, no. If that scared you, James, I apologize. But Smokey, not allowed to scratch up the chair. Uh, there's a triple feature that I found actually in in a in kind of a local charity shop, and I got it for one movie, and I'll let you know which one it is after I showed three of them. So there we go. See if you can figure it out before you even say it. You see Evil Remains, Nature's Grave, and Gone Dark. Well, it's Nature's Grave. Nature's Grave is a remake of another, much more classic film, and it actually is on its own disc right here as well. I'm not sure if there's any features on that. I gotta check that out. Look it up. I'm not going to tell you guys what Nature's Grave is a remake of. I'm actually going to let you guys look it up because it's actually kind of cool, and it's a classic film that's been remade. I consider it a classic anyway. These here we have 15 American Horror Stories. Obviously, this box set is capitalizing on the series American Horror Story, which just started its 6th series now. Some cool little stuff. The Pit and the Pendulum by Full Moon. We got a bunch of different stuff like Grave Secrets, Daughters of Darkness, Salem Witch Trials, Cruel Will, The Haunting of Fox Hollow Farm, The Cellar Door. And we got a Ray Bradbury episode here as well, and just some really cool different stuff. And comes on a few different. Oops, go careful. As you can see, these here are actually put together from 2 other releases. A single release here, The Haunting. And not very well put together. That's the thing you gotta watch out for these things. As you can see, it's still pretty sturdy. There's no scratches or marks or anything on it. But some of these here can be really. I want to make sure they actually stay in. The other ones here, I'm gonna hold them like that. Next up was one that a whole $10 for this. It's a 3-disc set. Now I bought this for less than $10 because I bought it on eBay. And I got it like at a really good price because I bought it with a few others. And this is one of the Full Moon 3-disc sets, the Full Moon's Grinders collection. So 3 of the Grinders ones. We got the Zombie-thon, which is a real cool one to put on, kind of in the background night, especially around like Halloween time. Same with Film Gore. Both those are kind of like clip type films. You know, we got Film Gore is hosted by Elvira, written by Forrest J. Ackerman. Zombie-thon is just a fun little one there, and the actual film there is Savage Island, which it's Ajita Wilson's in it, Penn Jilletta's in it. I got Linda Blair, Anthony Stefan, so really cool stuff. And I'll open it up. Hopefully this one won't fall apart on me. So as you can see, the Grinders releases have like the posters on the DVDs like that, kind of done in Grinders style. I do recommend these Grinders collections. They're really cool. This one I paid 50 cents for, and I think a regular price was like maybe $1. I'm not sure if this company's probably still around somewhere, and I usually find them like in cheaper bins and stuff like that. I got this one at a store that's actually closed down now called Excess Cargo. That's where I got this one, and I'm kind of glad I did because they're not the best slasher movies, and definitely the acting's not the greatest, but I did enjoy them for what they were, and it's definitely ones that I do revisit, not because they're that great, but just because I had fun with them. And that is the original Camp Blood trilogy. We got Camp Blood 2, and Within the Woods. I actually remember liking Within the Woods a lot the first time I saw it and being like so on it. The next one, so this is actually all on one disc, but it's a different little slasher one. If you're, you got the regular slashers, you've seen your Friday 13th and your Halloweens and your whatever umpteen million times. It's cool to like take on a low budget indie one and just see what they can do with it. It's always good to have choices, guys. There's a few more. Here's another one in the Midnight collection, and see if you guys can figure which ones I got this one for. We got The Dead Sleep here, Backwoods Bloodbath, Curse of the Black Kodak, Witchcraft 3, Blood the Chosen, Zombie Dearest, Decadent Evil, Demonic Toys, Meridian, and Charles Band's Evil Bong. So I actually got these for mostly for the full moon films here, the Wizard Entertainment stuff. Uh, Stuff like Demonic Toys, Meridian, which is a fantastic film. Even Evil Bong, which is the most like watchable out of all those movies. But actually really picked this one up for the harder to find series for a while was Witchcraft 13. So they're not for your kiddies. They do have some like a lot of nudity and stuff in them, but I did enjoy that, and it's kind of a fun one. Next up is one that when I grabbed it, there's some cool movies on here, but I grabbed it for one specific movie, not the one you're going to think of it's for. And this is a 4-movie collection. This one again was another like lower than $5 release. It's got some cool stuff in it. We have Anatomy, of course, with Franca Potente, I think it is. Now that we have the sequel on here, Anatomy 2 as well, and then we have Double Vision, which is actually a pretty cool film. But I got it for probably what's considered the least fun or the least well acted of these films, and that's April Fool's Day. It's the remake to the original April Fool's Day. It's very different, not half as good, but I am a fan of these like really like kind of cheesy, kind of like bad remakes and stuff like that. And April Fool's Day still checks a lot of the boxes that I want to see checked, and it does have a decent cast. We have Scout Taylor Compton that we're going to do Halloween. We won't hold that against her. Josh Henderson, who of course would more than able to take up the series Dallas and actually take over in the new revamped Dallas series. He was amazing as well. John Ewing as JR's son. And a lot of these here are now out on Blu-ray, but here's a very cool way. One thing's bothering me here. To get 4 of them for an inexpensive price. Maybe Halloween's on a budget. You want to spend most of yourself in your costume and that, so you can get some cool, less expensive ones. And this is here the Psycho series. So we got Psycho 2, Psycho 3, Psycho 4, and the classic TV movie Bates Motel. One that I waited for a long time to actually get on DVD. I remember seeing this when it originally came out. Bud Cort was, of course, the taking over from Norman Bates. He plays the guy that knew Norman Bates in the asylum, and Norman Bates has passed away, and he's taken over the hotel. It's been actually, Norman Bates left it to him. Of course, Psycho 2, 3, and 4, all of which are classics to me. I love all of those films, and a lot of people give crap to Psycho 4, but although it was a cable one, I really did think that they did a great job with it. We're getting to some more of the massive boxes. Don't worry, there's some pretty cool stuff there. Next up is a 4-pack, and this one runs usually between $5 or $10, depending on where you get it at. Sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more. But there are 4 fantastic little films there, and at least in my opinion, one of them has been put out by Scream Factory. If you're not quite sure if you want the Scream Factory edition, this is a good way to help you decide. So we got the 4 film favorites. We have Wolfen, which I actually really like, Body Snatchers, and I think this is the widescreen edition. I'm pretty sure. It's been a while since I watched this, right? It is. Yeah, so it's a widescreen edition. It's the only way to see this film. For years, Body Snatchers was shown only on full screen on a VHS net, and you missed a lot of the film that way. Really underrated remake there. We have, of course, Coma, the classic version, not the later TV one. But Interview. Well, I'm not even going to print it. And of course, Bad Moon, which recently came onto Blu-ray there for Scream Factory. If you're not quite sure if Bad Moon is the one for you, or you just want to get like 4 really cool ones, Wolfen and Bad Moon are a great double feature to watch some night. There you go. Next up are some others that have been definitely put out in collector's editions since then. But when I bought this was some of these were harder to find, and it was considered quite the coup to actually come across the set at the time. And it was a 4-movie marathon called Horror Collection Set. So we got the Funhouse here, of course, the Tobe Hooper classic in my opinion. Phantasm 2, and you guys know what a huge Phantasm fan I am. The Serpent and the Rainbow, classic Wes Craven. And of course, regarding, as I say, yeah, I guess that's how you gotta say it. Next up is one that came out from Mill Creek. And actually, I think it was almost as a remake of another set that came out. I think this set originally came out by another company, and Mill Creek that like put it afterwards. Now we have some cool ones on here. They're not all horror, but I just mentioned the horror titles. Really, this is Cult Terror Cinema 12 movie collection. We got the cheesy like Bloodlust, which is kind of fun. We have, of course, the Carnival of Crime. The Creeping Terrors on here as well. Vic Savage and Shannon O'Neill. Uh, the Hearse, Trish Van Deer and Joseph Cotton. I love the Hearse actually. The movie Horror High. Land of the Mentor, Donald Pleasance and Peter Cushing. You know, that's a cool one. Lurkers is another one that I did enjoy. So there's a lot on there, and it's done like this. So it's actually there's actually 4 discs, but they're actually put on top of it, and they're put in paper sleeves. And I find paper sleeves actually does a pretty good job of actually keeping them in good condition. Here's one that I found. This one's not. I don't think this is one of the more expensive ones. I really, honestly, I don't know. This is one that my dad got for me, and I actually really enjoy it. It's called Scream Theater. It's one of the VCIs. So it has some decent stuff on here. There's Alice, Sweet Alice, which I really love that movie. Beast of the Yellow Night, Beyond Atlantis, Death Game, Don't Open the Door, House of the Living Dead, The Night Creature, Scream Bloody Murder, Sisters of Death, Twilight People, The Vampire Happening, Young Hannah, Queen of the Vampires, which I now have as a Blu-ray, as Crypt of the Living Dead. A really cool, well put together set. And this one would have been worth it for me just alone to have Alice, Sweet Alice, which is one that I really love. Now here's the thing. Arrow has been doing a lot of like giallo stuff, and the sets I got over there. I don't know if you can tell or see them or not, but stuff like Killer Dames and the Death Walk set. But what if you're just getting into this type of stuff? What if you're not quite sure if giallo is your thing, if that's your bag, as Austin Parr would say? Well, some of those sets can be pretty expensive. Let's face it. Comedy's not always the best. Here's a great way to see if the giallo genre is really for you. So there's 3 sets that came out. They're from Pop Flixen. First set, if you have the Deadly Fiend set, you got the Case of Bloody Iris with Edwidge Fenwick. Well, I'm utterly loving this stuff. Here we got Your Vices Locked Room and All I Have the Key, which is an amazing Sergio Martino film. That's in the Black Cats set by that Arrow put out, and just an amazing film. If you're not quite sure if the Black Cat set is for you, then definitely check this out. Death Laid an Egg with Gina Lollobrigida here as well. We got The Darkest Death's Friend, again another George Hilton film, directed by Lucio Cozzi. It was a great friend of Argento's. Just some amazing stuff on here. So if you haven't checked these out, it's a great way to check out this type of stuff. Next up is the Blood Red Nights collection. On here we have probably a truncated version, but still it's deep red, or otherwise Profondo Rosso, and of course we all know that Arrow's put some amazing additions to that. And got Cat o' Nine Tails, again another incredible Dario Argento film. We got Seven Bloodstained Orchids here, that's an Umberto Lenzi film. And Short Net of Glass Dolls, another great film with Barbara Bach, and that one is by Aldo Leto. So pretty cool stuff. Next up is the Killers on the Loose collection. Another really cool one. We have on here the Red Queen Kills 7 Times. And yes, that is the one with Sybil Danning and Barbara Bochette. And it is on the Killer Dame set. So this won't have like the quality of the Killer Dames or any of the features, but it's a great way to see that film before you pick it up, just to make sure that's what you want. The Fifth Chord, again, is another classic one with Franco Nero. 7 Notes in Black is Lucio Fulci. Also, if I'm right, that's a Jennifer O'Neill, so I think this one is also called The Psychic. And there's the extremely good and really underrated film Don't Torture Ducting by Lucio Fulci with Thomas Milan and Barbara Bochette, and it is a great film. If you haven't checked it out, I really recommend you do. Now we're getting into some of the bigger ones here. Not bigger as a price, not really, I don't think, but just some decent stuff. You're going to be a lot of massive sets here. I'll just highlight certain ones on there. Some of these sets are like 50 or 100 movies on them, and I don't want to go through all those films, but I'll highlight some of the ones that I think are worth getting the sets for. But before we do that, this is a cool and inexpensive The Howling trilogy set. It comes in and out of this tin. I do get the tin edition. I like that. Uh, Unfortunately, a lot of these are like kind of like full screen presentations. But it's the Marsupials is on here, Rebirth, and the Freaks. And then again, I'm not quite sure if any of those movies ever had a. Since none of them were theater movies, I'm not quite sure if any of them even had widescreen presentations in the first place. Uh, I'm pretty sure these are full screen. All full screen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so we got Howling 3, The Marsupials by Philip Mora, and we have the Howling 5 and Howling 6. Actually, I'm not going to lie to you. My favorite out of these three films here, it's probably Howling 5. It just has it's kind of got like the Agatha Christie style, like murder mystery, who's doing it type of thing going on for it. And I'm a sucker for those films. So, is it a good set? What's a good set? Is that a good film? Probably not. But is it something that like kind of rang true to me? It did. So I really kind of liked it and enjoyed that. Next up is one with has 8 on it, and it's the After Dark thrillers. So we actually have some decent stuff on here as well. This is the original. No, it's not the original. This is the Mill Creek edition. There was actually originally came out I think by BCI, which is actually gone under now. Got some decent stuff on here, but let's see which one that I would stand out here. For me, Separate Ways has Karen Black, Tony LaBianca, David Naughton, and Sybil Danning. So, but is that really horrific? No, not at all. Probably Collect the Counter Girl Murders is probably one of the most horror one on this set here. It's been a while since I've seen a lot of these, but pretty sure Click is probably the more horror oriented one. But I wanted to like showcase that one anyway. Showcase a couple of the DriveIn Cult Classics collections. These here are the original BCI editions. These these DriveIn Cult Classics collections really dealt with Crown International Pictures, which put out a lot of really good stuff. And some of these here, actually, if you look on them, you have to actually look. They'll have like commentaries and all that there. None of that is going to be actually highlighted or told here. Sometimes it's just best to just Google and find out the reviews on some of these, and that way you can find out some of the hidden features on here, because they are pretty much hidden. They're not actually told. They only tell you that they're on there. But I just kind of stumbled upon them, and then I actually went online to see. And yeah, some of them do have commentaries and everything on it, so that's actually pretty cool. So this here is the Drive-In Cult Classics Volume 2. We got the Mad Men of Manduras. We have the Safe Hitler's Brain, Terrified, Bloodlust, Creeping Terror, Land of the Minotaurs. Again, like I mentioned that before. Hearse, which is a fantastic one, and Devil's Hand. And some of these here actually have some stuff on them, like some commentaries and stuff. Next up is Drive-In Classics Volume 3. This one I picked out because it had actually a couple on here that are horror, but mostly the one I really want to showcase in this one is Don't Answer the Phone. Again, so I think this one actually has a commentary on it as well, so very cool to see this one. Really great edition, and they're four discs, so not too bad. Next up, and get this one out of the way because it's the one that you saw most recently. I mentioned that is and this one's running around at the local Dollarama. So if you're in Canada, you'll get it there. If you're in the United States, I'm sure you have dollar stores there. So they're going to be showing this one if you already don't have it. And this is the 25 horror movie pack with over 35 hours of stuff. So there's some pretty cool stuff on here. Of course, you've got some of the original classics, which is Night of the Living Dead. But as you guys know, if I got this one for Home for the Holidays, which is a kind of a classic TV movie, like horror TV movie that I was looking for ages. Found out that it was on this set, and one of the only sets it was on. So I had to grab that one. Breadcrumbs I wanted as well. Ashes was I wanted for a specific reason. They're looped in it here and all together like that. Some people don't like that when it's done like that. I haven't had any issues with any movies that have been done like that. So and I've had like more expensive sets, like TV sets that are done like that as well. Sony put out. Next up are a couple really cool ones. There's 3 here. One has some really great indie stuff. Great is the relative word, but I actually really enjoyed it. And this is the Bloodbath 12 movie collection. So we got like Angst on here, Fiona Horsey, A Brush with Death, The Chambermaid again with Fiona Horsey, Death on Demand, Demonic, of course, it's Tom Savini's in that one. Hallowed, Harvest of Fear, The Haunting of Rebecca Verlaine, Red Riding Hood, Shadows of the Dead, Twisted Sisters, which again is Fiona Horsey. She was kind of like a low budget scream queen. And The Uninvited. I remember watching, which one was it I really enjoyed? I think I like The Chambermaid is one I really liked. Again, it's a low budget film, but just some really cool stuff on there. So if you have never checked those out, I definitely recommend that you do. Which one to go for next? Next up is the Demons, Vampires, and Ghouls set. Again, this has some pretty cool stuff in here. We have stuff like Skinned Alive, very cool Witch House 3, Demon Fire, Hell Asylum is on here, so there's a lot of like full moon stuff and like the Dead and Rotting and stuff they did with Tempe, Bone Setter, Ozone, Ghoul School, Demon Under Glass, Bloodletting. Definitely a great set with some very cool films on here. Put out by who put this one out? BCI. So if you can grab that one, definitely grab it. It's like the Advantage collection here. Demons and Witches. You're gonna know right away what I got this for. We have Witchcraft on here. The original, the first one. No, it's not. That is so not the first one. It says Witchcraft, but I think it's Witchcraft 10. Actually, we have Witchcraft 11 on here as well, Sisters in Blood, and Witchcraft 12. And as you guys know, my other set there is Witchcraft 13. Got Demon Souls, Bloodbath, Evil Sister, The Screaming, Hellspawn, and Crystal Force 2, and The Strangers. Unfortunately, we don't have Crystal Force 1, but yeah, what do you do? Again, some awesome stuff. Now, here's where it gets into some bigger stuff, some bigger sets. I need to take a drink. Just saying. I'm not going to try to focus or go too long on some of these. I'll just like highlight some of the high points. First up is the DriveIn movie classics collection. As you can see, mine's a little beaten up. But it's got some great stuff. Absolutions, fun little film Beast from Out of Caves on here as well. Count Dracula's Vampire Bride, of course, that's Christopher Lee, otherwise known as Satanic Rites of Dracula. We got Creeper, and Creeper I thought, when I originally saw this, I thought it was Creepers, and I thought it was like the Dare Jones phenomenon cut down. But it's much better than that. It's a movie called Rituals. Really great Canadian horror film called Rituals that I really strongly recommend to people who haven't seen it. Don't Look in the Basement's on here, as is Don't Open Till Christmas. Two really fun films. Where Zombies is on here, which of course is Paul Naschy. No, sorry, that's an earlier one. We got some really different stuff. Legacy of Blood with John Carradine's on here as well. The Manipulator with Mickey Rooney, actually. Mad Dog, Murder Mansion, Night Train to Terror. If you don't have the oh my god, the Vinegar Syndrome one, it's definitely a way to check that movie out first. Slave the Cannibal Gods, which Andrus is on here. Snow Beast with Bo Svensson. Just some Unsane, of course, which is another name for Tenebrae, which was what they called it in North America. A very cool one. Next up, and I'll do two of these. So there's the original edition and the reprint that took a couple movies out. And so there's the Chilling Classics collection. They are not the same. I can't remember which ones we're taking out right now. But let's just go through some of these here and find out. These had some really good films on it. Bell from Hell, of course. Bad Taste is a Peter Jackson film. That's probably what's taken out. Kathy's Curse is on here. We got The Demons of Ludlow, which is another fun one. The Demon with Cam Mitchell. Deep Red. Death Raid. Dr. Tyre's Tortured Onion. The Driller Killer with Abel Ferrer, which, as you guys know, is coming up from Arrow Video, so a good way to check that one out. The Ghost with Barbara Steele is on here. DriveIn Massacre. Gothic is a fantastic little film to check out. Hands of a Stranger with we got Horror Express. I really love that movie. Horror Spiders Island. House of the Dead. Not the newer one. I Bear the Living, Eat Your Skin. Jesse James Meets Frankenstein's Daughter. Lady Frankenstein. Man in the Attic, the classic Jack Palance film. Messiah of Evil. Murder Mansion. Naked Massacre. Oasis of the Zombies. Revenge of Dr. X. Scream Bloody Murder. Silent Night Bloody Night. Amazing fun films. Sisters of Death. Slash Dreams. Werewolf in a Girl's Dormitory, The Witch's Mountain. So there we go. Wow. That's the classic one there. This is the reprint one. And let's just see. Yeah, I was right. They did take out, God, what's the name? They took out Bad Taste for sure. and a couple others. Devils times 5 is in this one here, though, and so is the hearse, and the funeral home, which I'm not sure is in the other one. But those are 3 that'll be kind of changed out. Next up is the classic Pure Terror set. Also, some really cool stuff on here. I'm going to try and mention stuff that wasn't on the other sets because a lot of times these here. One thing you have to watch out for is some of these like kind of go over and like show different stuff. But I have a lot of the same stuff. Manos Hand of Fate on the big edition, which I do recommend. Which I don't have myself. I need to pick it up. Is on here. We got The House That Screamed. This Satan Hartchild Jr., which is hilarious. Satan's Slave with Michael Goff. The Telltale Heart, kind of an early edition of that one. The Thirsty Dead, The Undertaker and His Pals, Ray Dennis Steckler, Vampire's Night Orgy, Werewolf of Washington, that's on a few sets. Their Devil's Nightmare, a great one, is on here as well. Dr. Jekyll and the Werewolf is Paul Naschy. Devil's Possessed is Paul Naschy. The Dungeon of Harrow's on here. The Eerie Midnight Horror Show. The Embalmers actually I found pretty fun. Frankenstein 1980. Fangs the Living Dead with Nita Ekberg. A lot of great stuff on there. Horror Rise from Tombs, another Paul Naschy. Next up is one that's not even open, guys. You see that? Because I have so much that I have to get through. This will be opened up during Halloween. And has some really cool stuff. We got Bloody Pit of Horror with Mickey Haggerty. If that Haggerty name kind of sounds familiar, that's because you're thinking of Mariska Haggerty, who is the star of Law and Order SVU. Mickey Haggerty is her dad, and of course Jane Mansfield's mom. Anatomy of Psycho's on here. It's kind of a fun classic one. I might actually open this one tonight and check it out. Face at the Window. It's got some great Todd Slaughter stuff, the early Todd Slaughter stuff on here as well. I really like Face at the Window. I like Todd Slaughter stuff. I've seen it much before here, so. Of course, Night Tide with Dennis Hopper. The 13th Guest, Ginger Rogers is on here. Ticket of Leave Man. Again, Todd Slaughter, Wanted Babysitter. Robert Vaughn, The Wasp Woman, a classic with Susan Cabot. Another really cool one. I mentioned these here. I showed these off before, but these are both from Pendulum Pictures in conjunction with Mill Creek, and they're all kind of like just low budget horror. None of these are these are all horror. These are all like kind of cheesy, low budget horror, kind of fun stuff. I might actually watch one of these tonight. We got like The Slasher, Kill the Scream Queen, Demon Sex. That's actually the name of a movie. Flesh Eating Ghouls from Outer Space. Some of these are definitely not for kids, like Rape is a Circle and stuff like that. Terry Baxter U, 3 Can Keep a Secret, Unborn Sins, The Vulture's Odd, The Woodland, Haunting 2, Massacre, The Night Owl, Nightmare Museum. So there's some really cool stuff in there. Like some of these here have some like classic films that are for like can be for like the younger set, or at least the mid-teen to pre-teen set. But a lot of these here's like the Pendulum Pictures ones definitely are not for like for younger children. And I like to put that out there because I know we do like to let our kids watch at least some of the maybe not the really horrific stuff, but Garfield, and like depending on how old they are, we'll let them watch some other stuff as well. But it's always good to like keep away from the really dark stuff early on. Let them like discover that on their own with their friends and stuff like that. And don't get too mad at them when they do. When you walk in, and you see them watching some like creepy horror movie that you think is they're like, oh, this movie's crap. It's okay. That's what you do. That's what you do when you found the movies, and you kind of like really enjoyed them, and you and your friends were like, oh my god, I can't believe we're watching this. That's okay. That's kind of what they do. That's what the whole thing's all about. This is the whole like becoming like I don't want to say growing up. It is kind of growing up, and it's a rite of passage. So there's the second set here, Catacomb of Creep Shows. Some other movies on here. We got Divine Invention, Dr. Shock's Grindhouse of Horrors, Caregiver, Master of Darkness Magic, Stereotype System Disappearing into Thin Air, Stiff Odds, Swamp Zombies, my god, Trees and Trees too, so different stuff. Next up, and this one I would probably have a lot more of the classic stuff that you can watch with the kiddies, and that here is, this is a 100-pack set. I'm very proud of this set, actually. This is 100 horror classics. So obviously a lot of those that you see in the other sets are going to be like on that, but there's going to be a lot more. There's going to be a lot more of the Todd Slaughter stuff, which is kind of like the cool, like the fun early horror stuff, like in the 30s and that. Like Crimes at the Dark House, The Crimes of Stephen Hawke. It was very much pantomime type of character, very dark hat like type of thing, very You could tell he was evil. Don't Look in the Basement's on here, and of course we had some classics. Blood Mania's on here as well. We got silent films like The Bat, which is also really fun. The Manster is a very fun film. Um, Phantom Creeps again. Rattlers is on here. Just some really fun, really cool like early stuff. Uh, we have a 1978 movie called Trauma, which was the other like D'Argento Trauma. Mama Dracula with Louise Fletcher is on here as well. The Man with Two Lives with Edward Norris. We got like House of Danger, House of Mystery, House of Secrets. Not based on comics, which weren't around at the time. Invasion of the B-Girls with that William Smith. He's a fantastic, like cool actor. Death by Dog, like The Devil Bat. Many of these things here, you're gonna, as you're hearing me talk about some of these, you're gonna realize that hey, some of these here are out already on like on Blu-ray or on DVD, and like with special editions. And you may want to just go right out and grab those special editions. And if you do, fantastic. That's awesome, awesome sauce there. But if you want to check some stuff out first, or if you just want to get a bunch of really cool horror before Halloween hits, and you want to be able to watch a lot, you want to do a horror marathon, and you're not going to go about like 20 or 30 movies, or maybe just starting your collection, and you just want to get some really cool horror movies for Halloween, you can watch with a bunch of your friends. This definitely is the way to go for a lot of that stuff here. It's a great introduction to some of the stuff, and you just got some amazing stuff. So there we go, guys. I hope that helped you guys out. I hope you got some like good horror Halloween suggestions from that there. So there we go. Halloween collecting, horror collecting on a budget. A great way to pad out your film library, to get a taste of many different genres of films, and just see exactly what it is that really, to quote Austin Powers again, is your bag, baby. And I'm not even going to try to do the English accent part of it. Maybe after I come back from England, maybe it'll rub off on me within 10 days. Probably not. But I can't wait. And there are also some great sets. There are some like sets I didn't put in, like the sci-fi classics that would probably had some stuff. The Dark Crimes, which kind of had some like thriller stuff, but didn't really have any of the horror stuff there. At least not in my opinion. And of course, there are DriveIn Cult Classics editions that I didn't show that I have, because basically they didn't have horror in them, but they did have some cool movies as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. As my tea is going, as is my voice. So right now, guys, it is time for tea. Hey there, and thank you so much for staying for the after credit sequence. If you're wondering why I was being a dick before and was making you Google the Nature's Grave thing, I really wasn't. It's just that some things I do leave for the after credit sequence. I have some a couple more box sets to show you guys. Some didn't quite fit into the to what I was doing there, and they won't fit into another video as well. So let's leave for the after credit sequence. So the movie that I wanted, those that 3-pack for. The remake is actually of an Australian film called The Long Weekend, which is definitely worth checking out. And with that being said, there we go. See, so on DVD, and this is a great looking set. Very cool. I actually am proud. I have all these movies on Blu-ray now, on the Scream Factory editions of them. But still, I would not get rid of this set. No chance in hell. And that is the Wes Craven collection. So. It has Shocker, The People Under the Stairs, and Serpent in the Rainbow. I'll take them and show you what the box art for these are like. So, of course, this is the classic box art for Shocker. Just regular kind of cool orange on the disc there. Next up is the original Serpent in the Rainbow, which I really like this cover art. So, I'd like to picture this to that. And a very cool looking cover art for People Under the Stairs. Really nice. These are all, just DVDs, original. Kind of like, pretty much sure these are all featureless. I don't think any of them have any features on them, really. Production notes, film highlights, that type of thing. But, again, Wes Craven's passed on, and as I collect DVDs too, and this is one of the cool DVD sets that Universal put out. Beautiful little set, great for Halloween if you find that somewhere for a decent price. I do recommend picking it up. I always put it right alongside my Charles Bronson set. Two others that didn't really fit into any other one, but I wanted to get them in there, and that is the Beast Collection. This is a really fun one. We have a lot of cool ones on here, so I just take them out. This is done by Image Retro Media Production, so we have this one here. Zontor, the thing from Venus, which if you're an SCTV fan, you know all about. Zontor commands. Of course, the Eye Creatures, the double feature. We have the two of the three, actually. The giant Majan collection. Cool. These are actually fun. Bigfoot Tear, 4 blood, freezing features. And we got Search for the Beast, The Legend of Bigfoot, Shriek the Mutilated, and Capture of Bigfoot. So I think Shriek the Mutilated is the one that I always, me and Matthew always talk about. And it's it's got some really cool scenes that you really got to see. Death by Toaster is so worth checking out in that movie. And as me and Matt often look at each other and say, so it wasn't a Yeti? Understatement if you've seen the film. Sasquatch Horror, we got The Legend of Bigfoot, Snow Creature, of course, and Snow Beast. We see many sets, but then these are very cool looking sets. Very well done. I love the way these things are done here. And definitely last but not least is something that I picked up at a convention. One of them had a documentary in there. I took the documentary and put it with the other documentaries. And there was another one put in here. So I'll show you the special one that I actually did put in here. It's kind of cool. So Festival Spasm is in Montreal. It's like short films, and they have different genres. They have action and horror and stuff like that. So this is the horror related one. There's an actual movie in here as well. There's actual 2 movies. So we'll look at these. I'll just show you what they are. Of course, many of these are French, but a lot of these it doesn't really matter because a lot of them have minimal or no language to be saying anyway, and some of them actually have English as well, but not all of this. Not a lot of these here, but honestly, it doesn't matter. For these other short films, a lot of them don't even have any words to them. They're just extremely well done. Some are actually really cool and creepy. Some are really funny. This is the box are amazing at these. So Spasm, there's Horror Volume 4 there. We have, which one is that? Okay. Spasm, we have Volume 3. It's like a bunch of stuff in here. We got a DVD intro, Qu'est-ce I'm just starting to learn French, guys, so pardon me if I canard. Zombie Family's on here. This one here, I know has optional subtitles on it. Volume 3 does. Very cool, very well done. And here we have also Volume 2. I think I'm missing out on Volume 1. And again, just some really cool stuff. Some of these, this one I'm not sure if it has optional English subtitles or not. I know that I know for sure this one does. I've watched a few on this one that does. Love that McDonald's character. Also, they have the actual Festival Spasm film here, and this one I know has English in it. It's a really trippy film. Very different, very strange, very unique. Say it's like Rob Zombie on acid, and it is Burn, Paris, Burn. So, not for everybody, but I got a kick out of it. And this one here was actually not even from that set, but when I was bringing it back home, I put it into the set, and I had it there ever since. I don't think I've really watched this one recently, so this is signed by Amy on here, Amy Lynn Best, who was in the film. And there's a ton of Scream Queens in this one. There's a few Scream Queens in this one here. So very cool to check out. I don't think I've checked this one out yet. I really should watch it. And it's Demon Divas and the Lanes of Destruction. So yeah, there we go. Another one. Demon Divas and the Lanes of Destruction. So who's in this one? Well, we got Brink Stevens is in this, Deborah Rashan, Amy Lynn Best, Little Stabs, Robin Griggs. She's really sweet actually. There's some really great kind of cool ones on here. It's ultra low budget, but there's audio commentaries, outtakes, trailers, the bonus prequel short, uh, Demon Divas, and the Lanes of Destruction. Right, the Lanes of Destruction. Yeah. Oh no, sorry, of Damnation. Ooh, even better. So there we go, Demon Divas and the Lanes of Damnation. Very cool. Uh, indie one. So there we go, Festival Spasm. If you're ever in Montreal around the time that the festival going on, definitely check it out. The guys that work this table here at the Montreal Comic Con, where I got that a few years back. We're talking about like 2-3 years back now. Maybe 3 or 4 years back. And just amazing people. So if you ever go to conventions, go in and like check out the those guys that put off the indie stuff. The guys that are like chugging away at the festivals and stuff like that. They're really cool people. Definitely recommend you check that stuff out. For me right now, my voice is really gonna. Hope you stayed here for the after credit sequence. Well, if you're listening to this right now, you did. And congratulations, thank you for that. And I really, truly appreciate it. Have a great night, guys. And for me right now, it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. It's definitely time for tea.